giving nothing but truth.
So what you know about the pirates terrorize the ocean? To never know a simple day without a big commotion. It can't be healthy just to live with such a steep emotion. And when I try and sleep, I see coffins closer.
Let's talk about the pirates in Somalia. Do you have any thoughts, or is there anything you want to share about that? Or you want to
sure.
Talk about
No, I could talk about it. I just wrote a piece actually about the pirates. My publicist is actually getting in touch with the New York Times. They might print something of mine as an opinion piece on the pirate scenario, because it's really complicated. People here don't understand. I mean, either you're like watching TV and it reminds you of Pirates of the Caribbean and you think it's funny, or you're just like, these crazy Somalis, what are they doing now? Like, and the truth of the matter is that piracy in my country has a deeper issue, and there's a reason why this has started. Most Somalis will tell you they can't readily condemn pirates, and the reason why is because you've got the nuclear age now, right? And so with nuclear power, and I'm talking about positive nuclear power, like using it for things like electricity and whatever, you have a lot of remainder, which is now called nuclear toxic waste. They don't really know what to do with that stuff yet. So they put them in containers, and they got companies, private companies, which are hired by governments to get rid of and dispose of these nuclear toxic wastes. Now, since the early 90s, when the government in my country collapsed, these private companies have illegally been dumping nuclear toxic waste containers on the shores of Somalia. Nobody was there to protect them, and the fishermen who was there in the coastal lands would complain time and again. It got to the United Nations Security Council and was ignored and thrown out. It was months after that who we are now calling pirates, these men mobilized themselves, these fishermen, and got street militias from the streets and brought them on board into the ocean to protect the Somali waters. What they would do initially is whatever ships they thought was suspicious and crossing illegally into Somali waters, they would hijack them and hold them for ransom. Of course, later on, the greed and the lure of money got too much, so the men became legitimate pirates, and there are so many of them now in the ocean, and they're unstoppable now. And they take every ship from 400 nautical miles away outside of the shores. They go get them from somewhere, and they're just gangstering the ocean now. But the truth is that all of that started because of these Western companies dumping nuclear toxic waste on our shores. Thing is, though, the UN and the European Union and the US, NATO, all of them are now sending forces, naval forces, to the Somali shores, to our region, so that they may defeat pirates. But nobody's talking about those ships that are dumping nuclear toxic waste on our shores, because they're still doing it. And these pirates are still out there because they know this is still going on. And so that's the complicated scenario of my country. I would say that if you want the piracy to stop dumping nuclear toxic waste in our country. It is much worse, much more heinous and sinister crime than piracy could ever be. Piracy is just robbery at sea. These men don't kill their captives, they just take money, right? That's robbery. What you're doing is you're trying to destroy a generation.
Stay tuned, this is the game of life, and these are the cards I've been dealt. Give you the real deal, live footage, and you can feel for yourself. It's uncut and raw, ghetto reporter since before the new world was in order. Embedded in places you dreaded and never thought of. The corners, the streets and projects, the one-bedroom apartments, the hood. I'm the voice for all of y'all misunderstood. It's because I'm hip-hop. Maybe I was born from the struggle. Hustle and hover above the earth. Observe the concrete jungle and expose all lies. From the block, it's all lies. Revolution of the mind. It will be. It will be. Giving nothing but truth.